I mean, you just look at the draft from Rox, and it was blind picked, right? It was Jason Rise in the first round, but it was with purpose. The moment the Ziggs came in, and you saw LeBlanc and Forcev and Ezreal was centered around AD and specifically lethality itemization.
Mighty Bear, that's on a ward. Flash Sonic Wave comes through, Dragon's Rage there from Punch with the level 6, and he takes out the Elise. First blood over to Kongdu.
Mind games around that.
True Shot Barrage comes through. Mighty Bear's waiting in the wings. They do not know that the Elise is
here
yet.
here.
Dominus comes up, they jump in. Shy gets locked up, going low. Cocoon comes out. Walks onto Roach, who is taking the turret, so he's got to flash out to safety. And Mighty Bear will not be able to do it. Mickey flashes in, but he jukes back. Realm Warp in underneath the tower, but he gets kicked out of it by Punch, and now Mickey is going to be the one getting aggressed onto. That's going to be the Wild Growth coming through, trying to keep Punch alive. One more shot will do it, and Mighty Bear is able to come up with a kill. Mickey does not go down, somewhat miraculously, but neither does Edge.
Yeah, Mickey was thought in so many different isn't what they were looking for, but the Ocean's still decent for Ziggs especially.
Yep, now Key coming in, has the tether down onto Cougar with the exhaust, straight into Cocoon and the Mega Inferno Bomb. Nice chains coming out from Rox. Put a second kill on the board, and that'll swing them back into a very slight lead as Songyun gets his first kill.
These trades have been only going one
side of the jungle, and then rotate back up towards the top lane to catch that wave. Vision Edge dashing in, Chains coming down, Punches here, but there's just two more members of Rox waiting over the wall, so maybe getting a little overzealous now. Punch gonna have as many deaths as he does kills, goes down yet again.
Yeah, and the team
jump forward, Cocoon still lands on the Soul, but he flashes around the corner just in time to keep himself alive. Cougar popping that Wild Growth, will barely stay alive. Coming in, Roach from the backside as well, goes for it, locks down Songyun. That's one kill picked up as Edge finds the killing blow. Mighty Bear gonna be the next one to go down, a double kill over to the LeBlanc. And suddenly things are looking pretty grim for Rox Tigers on this push, staying way too far forward in the mid lane. And they find it, Shy going into the back, trying to lock down Cougar, gets polymorphed immediately, has to flash back out. Takes a lot of damage, Shock Blast coming through, just chipping away at them. Mickey low on mana, pushing in, takes out Punch. Suddenly there's no more smite, but it doesn't matter because Edge still comes up with a Baron take. But how many members of Kongdu going to lose on this exit? They lock down Roach, he will fall. Mickey finds the kill. Two buffs taken away, but Kongdu still managed to get the Baron.
couldn't quite line it up. Mickey was low mana, couldn't get the target acquisition really.
That tier 2, Roach came in the backside with that TP, dashes forward, looking for Songyun, locks him down. Here comes Edge. Big pop up there from the Wild Growth, and suddenly Kongdu Monster maybe at a good spot, find a kill onto Mighty Bear. Songyun goes down as well, but now Rox starting to trade it back. They're able to get rid of Shy, however, and Mickey has to hightail it out, so look through. Might be a bad decision. Here comes 4 members. Mighty Bear coming in on the backside. Roach goes forward with the dominance, locks down Mickey, who's trying to exit as best as he can, but Edge goes in and starts ripping apart the members of the Rox Tigers. A double kill going over to him, and Songyun goes down. Mighty Bear, he flashes back in, doesn't matter, triple kill going over, and this should be the ace, unless Shy can really zip his way out.
Happen.
It's looking pretty likely right now from Roach.
Rox, there's minion waves in top and bot pushing in. Please push your minion waves. Please.
Monster didn't push in. They're probably just like, yes, please.
Well, Roach might be caught here.
They will lock him down. Dominus goes in. He's going to dash forward, trying to get a lockdown on somebody. He falls, though. Mighty Bear comes up with a kill. Big kick in onto Key. Should go down as Soul is able to claim the kill. Dashes forward into the face of Shy. Fearlessly.
Soul can kill everyone.
On this, Ezreal goes for it. He's doing just that. Takes out Songyun. Can he get more? No, goes down. Further redemption will heal him up. A double kill comes through from Mickey. And he might have just saved his team's, or at least his base's life for now. Because no
anime intro game. I'm waiting for Rox Tigers' next initiation. Here it is.
Here it is. Yeah, they find Cougar. They pop him with a bomb. So no Wild Growth available for the rest of the roster. Big Realm Warp coming in, but
this might get them
not
Baron.
enough distance. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and move over for this. Roach is in the bottom lane. Of Rox Tigers, they go forward looking for Punch. Redemption heal will come down in time. Shy going low, but that's going to be the redemption yet again. But here comes Roach on the backside, dashing in, looking for Mickey, locks him up. There's the LeBlanc chain coming through, and it's enough damage to get rid of the Rise. Shy fires back, is able to pick on the Lee Sin, but the members of Rox Tigers are so dangerously low. Another one falls, a double kill coming through, and Soul is just firing away with the Mystic Shot, dashes forward, takes out Mighty Bear. And that is definitely going to snuff the flame of that Baron from Rox Tigers. Roach comes back up from the Guardian Angel. And Key and Songyun, they're just in the middle of nowhere. Have nowhere to go, and they will get cleaned up here for the ace yet again for Kongdu. And they might not have punch, but they can take just about whatever they please. And seems like that very well may be an inhibitor this time around.
If that first CC doesn't hit Soul, there is no way for them to close the distance. He's set up to get quadras, pentas. They aren't coming together, but Edge and Soul can clean up fights so cleanly. Soul's class was never in doubt. He's been the MVP of this squad ever since they first debuted as EM Fire. Mid lane inhibitor will go down. Rise will respawn soon, so they might try a desperate engage if any friends and allies are up, but this should be a second turret unless they fail with the turret aggro.
And now there it is. Wave comes in. They can't stick around for the inhibitor, but they make that one exposed. Shy's going back to the base. Does have the TP available, but can he get there in time with the channel? Coming in now, Baron goes over, actually picked up by Edge with the last hit. Cougar getting locked down, may just die. Yes, he does. Mickey comes up with the kill. Goes to the front line, still low, doesn't have the GA. He gets picked off, a double kill coming through for the Rise so far.
So
the rest of Kongdu Monster have to scatter. Soul on the backside of the bit, all on his lonesome. This is going to be rough times here for the Ezreal, but actually Edge goes in, finds the double kill himself. Soul going low, here comes Edge on the wall, absolutely destroys Songyun, and what looked like disaster for Kongdu Monster gets turned right on its head by the way of it. Mickey as well goes into the zone, still gets the root, punches there with the Sonic Wave to follow up the kill. Takes that one out, can they get more?
Frontline Ezreal, it's coming.
Roach in tow, so they can just absorb all that damage. They're going to go ahead and heal back. Got this Elder Dragon, and they just go force a fight inside Rox's base at that point.
It's exposed inhibitor. They can tend to, in the bot lane, they might want to bring up the minions so they're actually able to do some damage to the Nexus turrets, because right now the minion wave is going to be pretty well repelled by Ziggs. He's right in the
Shy going in, finds Edge, but he just gets popped on the sidelines. Zonia's coming through, now they're going to dash through, make sure that the LeBlanc is safe. Mickey trying to retreat, won't get that redemption heal, but takes the Realm Warp back towards the fountain. That's just about all he can do. The support's dead, no shields to be offered up. Mighty Bear dropping in on top of Soul, trying to find a kill, just can't do it. Get his GA popped. And now Super Creep's coming into the base from 2 lanes. And that'll be the next turret's going down, and 44 minutes just about here on the clock. Kongdu Monster absolutely decimate Rox Tigers in the mid to late game.
Well, after the draft, if you told me it went 43 minutes, I would have assumed that Kongdu Monster won, but the manner of the victory was certainly surprising, to say the least. Rox Tigers should not be allowed to play Rise anymore.
Locked in at the Cassiopeia. See if you can get those massive petrifying gazes laid down to try to turn the tide of these fights.
Interesting. So 1-3-1, the big story.
Could maybe even make a visitation down towards this bottom side. Look for Soul, who's quite low. Only has the heal to rely on, but it's like, oh, okay. We'll find it. Cathian Surprise not in range. Just gets a bit of damage down onto Key.
Solo kill in the bot lane. Missed it, unfortunately. But you put together what happened. Soul didn't use his heal. Usually very good. It's the definition of winning in many ways, when you can get away with the tier cull and have lane pressure.
Definitely a bit different compared to the second game. Petrifying gaze down onto Mickey. He can't get out of that. Miasma locking him up, flashes away, but the Twin Fang still finds him. And Edge comes up with a solo kill. Nicely done by him. Puts one on the board for Kongdu.
Really nice layering of spells. Waited to use the Miasma, knowing that... Now Zet.
That's true. Probably not too many. Oh boy, Soul though. Zal's coming down, Key. Taking up these turret shots. Some big Mystic shots not connecting, and he actually dies. 1v2 scenario, he comes up with a solo kill. Flash away here by Roach. Realm Warp coming through. We'll follow this one. The red carpet's laid out, but it doesn't matter. They'll still be able to get out of there. And the Shy just...
Celebratory ultimate.
Maybe fat fingering his ultimate.
Sometimes you just want to be happy.
Yeah, we got him!
He didn't lose any mana for it either.
Takes the Blast Cone for a ride. Roach does not have the flash. Tries to slow him up with the Electro Harpoon, but he's going to get locked down. There's the Maelstrom, and that's going to be a nice kill picked up. Goes over to the Rise, 2-1-0 so far.
Yeah, Cassiopeia didn't have the lane pushed in, even though she got first turret and can rotate down. It doesn't relieve pressure from top lane. Realm Warp can be there to back him up, but also a load of other players are possible given how long a lane it is. But for now, the axe is going to be centered around top.
Edge walking in. Gets a Petrifying Gaze down on the Mighty Bear. Punch goes low. Jump forward from Songyun. Takes him out with a Mystic Shot. Equalizer thrown down. Won't get a whole lot of anything done.
Meanwhile.
Yep, in the meantime, because that TP to the top from Roach. That's the tier 1 going down. Just free to keep pushing up, and very soon we'll take out that turret. Shy Feel confident enough to go ahead and push it for this Gromp. Does get smited away by Punch. The rest of the team is wrapping around. He's going to flash out. Mickey comes in. Realm Warp plus flash equals Deadly Sin.
Yeah, Punch can't be there. That's the part where Rox have priority. They didn't do this in the top lane when they had priority, but now they've moved it to bot. Finally, they play around the strong split pusher.
Back. So that's going to be all of the outers falling in favor of Rox.
They'll just keep the pressure game on as maybe
Mighty
not.
Bear walking in, Miasma throwing down key. Might be the first one to fall, but has the shield to keep him alive. Now Mighty Bear trying to get a kill in on edge, won't find it. Flash away from the True Shot barrage. Will keep him safe. The pickoff comes through. There's really nothing that Kongdu can follow up on. Not in a position to go. Have any idea that this is going on right now?
So much damage here.
Oh boy, yep. Go ahead, they take this out. The moment of truth comes here for Kongdu Monster, realizing that that Baron has been taken away. Damage won't finish him off. He's going to have to go back to the fountain. He's going to open up Rox to go ahead and push down this tier 2 turret and see if they can get it. Punch goes in for the kick. Kick Sung in the wrong way and gets taken down. Mighty Bear finding the kill. Edge does force Mighty back, but can't come up with anything yet. Petrifying Gaze catches Key and Shy. Can they follow up on this? It's going to be the question. Redemption. Not finding anything. Realm Warp thrown out by Mickey, just trying to threaten them away from the turret. Won't be working yet. Stick around. Overload almost kills Roach.
Minions? Oh, shield comes back up.
Oh, but the poison takes him out. Messy fight overall.
Somehow Kongdu Monster
That's
actually come up
2-for-1.
ahead. That's very surprising to see. The redemption that item was completed was big as... Okay. Stop the recall from Kongdu Monster. It felt like Rox overstayed in many ways. They could have disengaged much further earlier.
Speaking about overstaying, Edge in the mid lane. Flashes away, but Shy pursues in with his own flash and takes him out.
A lot of life still. Actually has a second Vampiric Scepter on top of the Blade.
They just keep pushing forward.
And nothing Kongdu can do. Too far behind. Redemption. Oh!
As Divine Gaze comes through, big kick knocks up 3 members. Songyun taking up these turret shots will go down. They find 2 kills. Kongdu desperately holding on inside the base.
Bad. They're in the face of the enemy, but if they just wait, they will lose anyway.
They have a ton of damage to try to burn through this very quickly. Going to be not coming down Redemption, but it's still stolen away by Mighty Bear. Takes that one out. Mickey on the back side of the pit does so much damage to the members of Kongdu Monster. They just get swept through. Soul, the Cathian Surprise can't do a damn thing, and now it's just Roach all on his lonesome inside the base. 1 Nexus turret already taken out, likely to lose his life here. If Shy could just lock him up, he will make it back to the fountain. But now, Baron-empowered minions are here. The Super Creep's going to be knocking down into the base, and this should just be the end of the game. Equalizer thrown out. Try to buy some time. Popsizonia's still going to die, more than likely, inside the fountain. Nope. All right. Well, he makes it out, but the Nexus can't say the same. It will go down, and Rox will, in fact, take us to a game number 3.
Yeah, well played by the Rox Tigers. Okay, they were a bit slow at setting up around their cannon, but the moment they did, when they moved him from in over the Ezreal, so pick comp was likely, and Mickey is undefeated on Ahri in 2017, 3-0 on that pick.
Well, Soul is not happy that Mighty Bear's around in this bottom lane, takes a big burst of damage. Stand United will come through right at the last second to keep
Could
alive.
Be a turnaround.
He gets hit by the bubble, and that's actually going to be first blood. Turned around indeed, as Soul picks up the kill. Nicely done. Stand United. Not a second too soon, not a second too late.
That was sick, actually, the turn.
The pinching in, punches here. As his Q, there's no smite for Mighty Bear, so might just have to concede this. Edge waiting in the wings. Gets a nice shock blast down onto Mickey. Curtain call now, opened up, tidal wave going through. Will knock up Songyun, only gets a couple shots off. Shy arriving with a TP, and Punch is going to be the first one that goes down. True Shot Barrage goes through, takes down multiple members of Rox and their HP bars. Roach is going to have to try to get out of here with his life. Doesn't even pop the flash. Surprisingly stays alive, but Shy can't say the same. Shock Blast from downtown takes him out. 1-for-1. Oh, tidal wave coming out. Does cut off Songyun. They're going to flash forward for this. Repel coming down. Key now arriving. Off of the Wild Growth bubble comes through. Songyun down to about half HP. Still alive for now, but the W actually from Soul takes him out in the end. They invest quite a bit, but they come up with the kill.
Smart use of the ultimate there from Secret. He ulted in a way that stopped Songyun from having a safe passage towards his turret. And thus he had to flash defensively, and there was backup coming through from Punch, who's now onto the Mountain Drake, it looks like.
Sure. don't think it's quite like top decking something in Hearthstone, though. That's one of the most infuriating feelings. Kind of like walking into a brush with multiple people in it. Secret does get popped. Soul get knocked up in the air by the depth charge. Exhaust coming through onto him, so he's not able to answer back too much damage. But now with the TP of Roach, he could lock somebody down. That would certainly set up Kongdu for maybe an answering kill. Be able to find it, though.
Mickey left lane looking for something in the back end. Won't find it, but seems like Jace just going to make the map plays to stop bottom turret from going down.
Definitely looking pretty good. TP play coming through from Shy, though.
Charm.
Over the wall.
It hits.
Mickey dashing forward, Edge going low. Can they finish him off? Big shield coming through, keeping him alive for the moment. He's trying to run his way out, but Mickey is able to snipe him over the wall with the Orb of Deception. Meanwhile, Curtain Call comes through, takes out Secret. The Kongdu, they're starting to turn this around. 2 kills picked up, a double coming through for Punch. Trying to find another one. Can they get it? Shy getting locked up. Will fall, triple kill. Going over to Punch. Nicely done by him. 4 picked up for 2 in the end, and Kongdu just
pretty early into the piece. So do the hopes of the Rox Tigers.
Yeah, and having those kills come through here for Punch is going to be very nice. Secret, though, in the river, gets caught out, gets taken down. Mickey picks up that one. Just a bit too deep in the river. Goes in for the taunt onto Mickey.
Tanky.
Yeah, he's still pretty damn tanky. Turret's full HP. Dodge zone working quite well for him. But he ends up running out. Please tell me he doesn't stay alive. Okay, there we go. Collateral damage takes him out of the end. But that was the mid-tier 1 going down. And now
look at bot lane
really
as
nice
well.
push from Soul and Punch. Yeah, going for this tier 2. So this will still be trading up as far as Kongdu is concerned.
Still some loyal fans here at Sangam.
We saved Gorilla's life that night.
We did. That's a story for another stream.
Oh boy, Soul getting polymorphed here in the river.
Mickey.
Tidal Wave comes through. Mickey, he gets popped immediately. He makes it into the Zonias off the backside of the Wild Growth. Shock
Still alive.
A little bit too early. Punch goes up the repel, comes back down. Is able to take him out, but still the damage is done. Kongdu loses their carries. It's just the Elise and Shen left up, only losing Mickey and Rox. They could turn right over onto this Baron. Looks like that's going to be the game plan here.
That looked like that was going to be the Mickey engage that cost them the game. We saw plenty of that on the Azir at IEM, but this one works. He got the Wild Growth at the right time, the Zonias at the right time. Now, Punch is still alive, but now they don't actually have a control ward on top of the Baron. There is the potential for the steal, although Shy is not going to allow it to happen.
Mighty Bear going over the wall as
Meanwhile,
well. He's going to pop his way into the pit. Roach gets a kill onto Key. That might just be the disengage. Roach trying to take out Songyun, forces to flash away from the Jhin. And miraculously, Kongdu Monster, they end up stopping the Baron.
Really smart move from Punch to go back onto the Baron because they almost got...
Really relying on that Edge of Night. Punch, though, going to get jumped on. Mickey's coming around from the sidelines. Nice bubble from Secret, predicting the dash. Let's lock him down, but the charm comes out. Punch gets drawn back in, and he goes down, and now Rox can continue toying around this Baron since the jungler's gone.
So have Shy, who is present and has the ability to tank it for days. As the Shen vs Nautilus forever split push war continues.
Yeah, Kongdu right now just trying to poke where they can. The shock blast his dredge line, lands on the Soul. The charm comes through. Stand United used, but it does not matter. He gets popped in the end. Kill going over to Mickey. Now Curtain Call getting that slow in on the Punch. Big knock up there with the bubble. But that is still just Soul dead. The consistent damage from Kongdu taken off the board. And now they're going to go ahead. Rox Tigers start up the Baron.
They have a mount on themselves. Remember, this is the team that can turn. They have Nautilus, they have Ahri. Baron down to 3,000.
4v5, can they stop this? Mighty Bear getting locked down. Spike comes through, stolen away by Punch, but can they get out with the buff? Looks like they might just leave Roach to die, so the rest can get out with their lives. That will be the game plan. Crucial seal coming through from him. Roach trying to get out of here, doing his damnedest, but won't be able to make it out. All the same, 2 members go down in the end. The Baron goes over to Kongdu.
If Baron goes over to Rox Tigers, I like to tell her to shut up. Well, Mickey has already used one charge.
Oh, Shies came in with a TP to grab in onto Edge. Stand United coming through. Soul still untargeted for the moment. Secret will go down as Mickey claims the kill. Big pop-up coming through in the Curtain Call, firing off that last shot. Almost takes down the Jace. Mighty Bear burning out. True Shot Barrage will not connect. Makes it out with his life, but barely so. But now Kongdu, they try to turn this one around. Roach dashes forward and locks down the shot.
Hitting.
They will find the kill. Soul still relatively healthy, but low on mana. How much can they push this to have a little bit left on that Baron buff? Is it enough to take down this turret? We're going to find out. Roach going in, taking it up to start things off. See who pulls the trigger first in that bottom lane. Right now, Mickey's just clearing out the minions in the mid lane can contribute at all to this. Repel up from Punch will keep him safe, and the double Mountain Drake does quite a bit of work for Kongdu. They burn through that Baron with relative ease.
Blue side jungle of Rox Tigers, so that's why Mickey is looking for an opportunistic charm. Kill onto Jace or Ezreal would end the siege for the foreseeable future and probably waste out the remainder of this Baron.
He's gonna go forward, find Secret. That'll be the pop. He may get out of here though. Stand United coming through. True Shot Barrage connects. Mickey able to dash out. Dredgeline won't connect here from Shy. El Sol has to kite back. It's gonna be a big pop coming through. His punch goes down. Jumping forward is Shy, locking down Edge, who has to flash out, but the Dredgeline comes back through. Roach at the backside of the fight will eventually get his Guardian Angel popped, and he will go down. That's just going to be a 3-for-0 pickup for Rox Tigers, and they swing right back into this. Perfect timing, too, because the Elder Dragon spawning in 10 seconds.
And Rox proves that any pick is golden. Feels like Season 3 when we see Ari eliminating a Nami instantly, but Nami walked up, was taken out, wasn't able to use Flash, exhaust any of her disengage. And the cost is immense because they lose out on a third of Baron, they lose out on the Elder Dragon, which will now buff up the Infernal Drake in particular that Rox Tigers already had. And this is what Rox have. When they have Ari, when they have Norse, they have force options. And Mickey took it on themselves, pulled it off, didn't die after the Zonias. Credit to Mickey, even has his Flash for a Flash Charm in the future. So Secret's actually on a ward in lane.
Really nothing that Kongdu can do. That one will go ahead and get burned out very quickly. Dredgeline coming through onto Soul. Stand United coming down, but is it enough? He will arrive in time. Soul flashing out, still alive, barely on the backside of the fight, with a flash forward from Shy. Takes out the Ezreal. Now Mickey going into the back, just picking off Kongdu one by one. Finds Punch, should be able to help find Roach, and he does. Double kill for Song Yun on the back end, and that should be game going over to the Rox Tigers. That final push, 41 minutes on the clock, 20-10. One of the most back and forth series we have seen this year. The Rox Tigers are able to close it out in the end.
The Elder Dragon buff was enough damage to burn through the Ezreal, who just about died, squatted by the Nautilus with the flash auto attack, and Rox Tigers can breathe a sigh of relief. They win another series, but the manner in which they win it isn't really something to be too happy